When I look up at the sky and see a bird, I think it's lost. Because when I look at a bird, I know it's free. And if a bird always knows where it's headed, where it's going, where it's come from, then I wonder what hope I ever have of being free. But say, if the bird becomes lost, yet still flies with that same freedom, then that must mean I, too, can be a bird on my own feet.
I think she takes things from stuff we would know, like Twinkle, Twinkle Little Star, and she puts it in, and that's like a really actually a very classical idea. That's what people like Beethoven and like Stravinsky and all these people did. Like the best composers we know took little bits from stuff we know and just like pieced them together to make these crazy symphonies.
One of the reasons I was like so enthusiastic about the project and kind of made things work at Airtime was because I thought it was very well put together and very well written, and I wanted to be a part of it.
I think the reason people connect to music, or could connect to my music, I mean obviously it varies, but there's something that has happened to all the music that I've connected with, and it's an authenticity, and it's a rawness, and it's a realness. And I think that when an artist has that, or when an artist can exemplify that through the music and through their words, that it gets somewhere that some other things can't. Rockabye baby, it's okay to cry. Your skin's still wet from the tears that dry. Hush little baby, it's okay to speak. You're safe with me. It's not alright, but I see the light and it's coming our way. It's not too late to begin. So open up an R.I.P. It's a graveyard to a victory. And oh, I know the scars are deep, but stay with me. So open up an R.I.P. It's a graveyard to a victory. And oh, I know the scars are deep. Seattle for chronic illness treatment of stuff that I've been dealing with for a long time, and one of the main diagnoses that I was referred to this clinic for is Lyme disease. But for anybody who knows anything about Lyme disease, there's a lot of other things that go into that diagnosis, and different viruses, different bacteria. The chorus of Resurrection Lullaby, it goes, so open up an R.I.P. It's a graveyard to a victory. And oh, I know the scars are deep, but stay with me. And that was another, honestly, to have that be the first song that I wrote there, it made it so much more meaningful, because the rest of the songs, it basically comes from that chorus of what are the graveyards that I have to walk through, what are the gravestones that I have to say hello or goodbye to, and what does it mean to heal, and what does it mean to see your demons, and to see your enemies, and to see the things that you just want to shove away in life, and bring them to light, and to really walk through that R.I.P. and put them to rest. Begin. So open up an R.I.P.
What was really fun about it is that every song was kind of a unique genre to itself, which especially as a classical musician is not something I experienced. It was definitely stretching in many ways, but also really fun, because I think you have one song that's a little bit bluesy and some stuff that's jazzy, which is so outside of my realm, and then some stuff that's singer-songwriter, and like Resurrection Lullaby is just gorgeous. And so I think it was fun to get to play a lot of different things, and also very stretching as a musician to have to come up with parts that fit each of those things, and that fit kind of what Casey had dreamed up, but also then what we wanted to dream up and add in for ourselves. But I think that's also what made it really fun. As an artist, it's really rare that we get to, one, improv in something, like to walk into a studio and just everyone's improvising. It's pretty crazy that it all works. It speaks, I think, especially to the other musicians, of kind of how that all came together and that we did it in a short time frame and stuff like that, I think it speaks to the uniqueness and the ability of all of the performers.
The recording process and the collaboration process of the actual studio time and developing these tracks was actually a really, really sweet experience, because every musician who had signed up for the specific track that they wanted to play on, we had time scheduled out for basically 2-hour slots for each song, and in that 2 hours we had never played the song together. Most of them had only listened to it once or twice, and I just gave them all the lead sheets to print out and bring, and so everyone came prepared, and we spent the first 20 minutes, usually 20-30 minutes, before recording the piece or before tracking the piece, of just talking about it in the studio and seeing who wants to play where, what solo is going on here, what harmonies are happening, and then we just laid it down.
Could you teach me how to dance? You know my feet don't move like yours. It might not be a note of joy, but maybe it could be a start. 'Cause
I put Casey in contact with a few of the musicians that are on the album, and I also arranged the studio time, because it's the studio that I work at. We recorded at their Airtime Studios. I mixed 5 songs off of the album, and John Conant, the other engineer, mixed the rest of them. The decisions we kind of have to make during the recording process, especially if there are like compromises between like microphone placement. I know that's like very technical, but I think it still has a certain creative aspect to it.
broken angel, come along, make you new. Could you teach me how to act when I know our time?
So when I was actually at the clinic or in the IV room, we're not allowed to have our cell phones with us or like turned on or anything like that. And so we would basically have to talk to the people around us or just be silent. And one day I happened to be sitting next to a girl from North Carolina and found out her name was Camille. And we had started talking and seen each other a good amount at the clinic, and it turns out that she had moved there a couple months after me. Camille had been joking off and on about me writing a song for her, just because she thought it would be funny, and I kind of took it more seriously than she meant it. And I had one show before I left to go back to Indiana, and I had written her a song, and out of lack of creativity for titles, titled it Camille's Song, and it's kind of stuck like that. The chorus goes, "Won't your feet move to the rhythm of your heartbeat that still pursues, 'cause the pieces of a broken angel come along and make you new." And it's that same type of bass of, there's a lot of awful stuff that happened, and that's happened to me, and that's happened to you. And yeah, sure, maybe you'll never be able to dance again. Maybe you'll never be able to be in a dance company or be a professional ballerina or whatever that is. But there's still something in her that I saw that still had a heartbeat, that still had a joy, that still had a hope of good things that were to come, and it wasn't this just awful life she was stuck in.